From the news desk of Echo FM comes the news update at 10. Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. The federal government has declared that any admission conducted outside the central admission processing system is illegal, warning tertiary institutions across the country that violations of approved admission procedures will attract sanctions. The Minister of Education, Maruf Alausa, warned that institutions that continue to bypass the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board's CAPS platform risk severe consequences. The Niger Delta Development Commission has handed over a fire truck to its Department of Health, Safety and Environment as part of its efforts to strengthen workplace safety and emergency preparedness within the Commission and its environs. Speaking, the Managing Director, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, stated that safety remained a shared responsibility and emphasized the importance of equipping the HSE department. The Independent National Electoral Commission has announced plans to deploy no fewer than 1.4 million ad hoc staff for the 2027 general elections. This is as the agency noted the core members have continued to play a central role in Nigeria's electoral process since the return to democratic rule in 1999. The chairman of the commission, Professor Joash Amopetan San, stated that the NYSC remains a critical pillar in Nigeria's democratic process. He further praised core members for their role in off-cycle elections, particularly the Anambra governorship election and the FCT area council polls. Troops of Operation Wellstroke have arrested 3 people suspected of helping terrorists during a raid in Karim Lamido local government area of Taraba State. Military authorities stated that the suspects are currently in custody and have been questioned to determine the extent of their involvement and possible links to wider criminal networks. And in the world of sports, Paris Saint-Germain forward Ousmane Dembele was named the Ligue 1 Player of the Year for the second year running after leading the club to the brink of a 14th French title and the Champions League final. The 28-year-old becomes just the 5th player to win back-to-back awards, the last being Zlatan Ibrahimovic in 2014. Dembele last year succeeded Kylian Mbappe, who won the prize 5 times in a row before departing for Real Madrid. And in the world of business, fresh concerns have emerged over Nigeria's debt burden, with the outlook for 2026 indicating new borrowings at about 29 trillion naira. The Nigerian Economic Summit Group stated that debt pressure is persisting beneath the surface stability, adding that debt burden index is signaling elevated fiscal strain, with total expenditure now estimated at 68.32 trillion naira and projected revenue at 36.87 trillion naira. The widening deficit is renewing concerns about debt sustainability, rising debt service obligations, inflation risk, exchange rate pressures, and the possible squeeze on private sector credit. And on the foreign scene, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa ruled out resigning and stated that he would mount a legal challenge to impeachment proceedings against him in court over a $4 million cash heist scandal. The 73-year-old head of state was accused of hiding from police and tax authorities a 2020 break-in and theft of large sums of foreign currency allegedly stashed in furniture at his luxury farmhouse in the northern Limpopo province. And that is all for the news update at 10, brought to you by the news desk of Echo FM 100.7. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. Facebook is Echo FM, on X is at Echo FM _Owerri. On Instagram and YouTube is Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. And that is the news update at 10. Thank you for listening.
Every day,
every hour,
every minute,
and every second,
breaking news occur
from our villages,
in our cities,
new government policies,
the economy,
politics,
social news,
entertainment news,
security concerns.
We, the people, converge
to analyze,
separating facts from fiction,
lies and truth.
We dissect,
we integrate,
we harmonize,
we criticize,
and we bring you all the juicy details.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. It is Straight Talk.
Straight Talk.
Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Kapua! Shall I begin? I am your host. I am your anchorman. I am the presiding bishop of this ministry, and I am awesome. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event, and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Are you ready?
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
All right, welcome back to the show. Welcome, everybody. Well, and I go said I never hear my voice since 9 o'clock, but definitely you had it. You know that today is Tuesday. Every Tuesday we have loads and loads of advertorials to deal with, so apologies for not doing our newspaper review this morning. We had a little bit of power issues, but then we are back. Welcome, everybody. This is Straight Talk Live on Echo FM 100.7. And today we will be taking a look at something very nice. Of course, the very nice looking Alpha Dawn is here too. Good morning, Alpha Dawn.
Good morning.
How you doing?
A day.
I don't say you don't wait tired.
No.
Why you enjoying? Why you enjoying the no show?
Yes.
You enjoying? You see, women sometimes if they come work, they don't even work. They're gonna happy. All right, welcome aboard, people. So today we will be taking a look at something very interesting: the battle flashpoints, the political battles that we have to face in this 2027 election, which is taking shape right now here in Imo State, and most importantly, it's their governor and the former governor all going to clash for a senatorial seat for the Olu zone, and it's beginning to take shape. So many political battles in the country. We'll take a look at the flashpoints and see what exactly we are going to be expecting. Then we also have it on good authority, though not proven, but a report from, I think from FIMS that remember when Governor Hope was having issues concerning the what is it called, APC Governors Forum, where they wanted to remove him as governor, the chairman of the governorship forum. In fact, it was even announced that he was changed and replaced with Enugu State Governor and all that. But after some few days, there's a vote of confidence that was passed. I have been digging, trying to find out until I got a report showing that it was because of money. Money allegedly kept in his custody. Well, it was not funny to listen to that report. The report said that monies were being deducted from state allocation for the Renewed Hope agenda, which was supposed to be used for electoral processes for re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, allegedly, of course. And that money was kept in the custody of Governor Hope Uzodinma, and on request, the money could not be produced, and that's one of the things that caused problem that time. Well, these are not proven facts. These are just reports bringing sensational reporting. Journalism is all about the act of going to get what is hidden and bring it out to the people. So when these things come around like this, whoops, we got to talk about it. That's what we're doing here. I can tell you that report has not been confirmed, but definitely it's in the news space. But like they say, there's no smoke without fire. So is there any truth to that particular story? Some people can just sit down and write sensational journalism and come up with some guesswork. If it goes fine, whoops, they say, yeah, breaking news. But if it doesn't go well, they start apologizing, or they can even be liable for legal actions. But definitely, it is in there. The mere fact that allocation, state allocation meant for the people is deducted to put for the political campaign of the APC presidential candidate is what made me to start talking about it in the first place. It's not about whether the money was used or not used. Yes. The mere fact that allocations meant for states under the APC leadership is being deducted, put in an account for the election next year, it's so alarming. If that is true, oh my God, what is going on in this country? Don, how it be you to hear that country?
Barry, I don't think it's news, though.
It's not news.
I'm telling you, I don't think there's anything these politicians will do that will spike you up. Anyway, it's the truth.
Has it got into that?
Yeah, it has. I don't think there's any move they will make now that history has not penned down or something like this has not been predicted somehow. So truly, we're yet to see what will come out more from this.
Well, if that is true, that money is meant for the people, let's take, for instance, money meant for Imo State for the FAC allocation.
Yeah.
That's supposed to come for Imo State, both federal, state, and local government money.
Yeah.
A chunk of it, a percentage, let's say even if it's 1%.
Okay.
Of how many millions and billions or trillions of naira that come in every month.
Okay.
So let's look, for instance, a local government in Imo State gets 400 million. Out of that 400 million, maybe 10 million of it is set aside every month for the local government alone.
Okay.
For campaign purpose. That money is supposed to be used by the local government for the people.
Yeah.
And then it is now taken for campaign.
Yeah.
So it also brings the question, are we using government money now to do election?
Thank you.
So this is where the question mark is. So I want to hear your take on this now. Okay. Then if that is not true, then why the news? And APC and the people involved have not come out to deny or even distance themselves from that report that is not true.
Like they usually do.
So it is kind of very, very interesting to know that money's allocation is being used by people whose money is entrusted into. So I begin to ask, what is the role of the Attorney General of each state? What is the role of the Auditor General of each state? What is the role of EFCC? What is the role of ICPC? What exactly is the role of the police? If these things are happening and these people cannot even flag it, so I don't believe anything the EFCC will do. Because what kind of fraud, what fraud supersedes something like this? If it is actually happening, well, that is just my own thinking. I don't know about you. What do you make of this kind of story? Two, in Imo State here, we have that we are hearing former Governor Rochas Okorocha is stepping in again for the Senate of the Olu Zone.
Yeah.
Governor Hope Uzodinma is also vying to go for the Senate, and Osita Ejimakor all going for one seat. These big wigs, who will come out victorious? Wow, Governor Hope is holding sway at the moment with APC. Everybody works for him in the APC somehow. But loyalists of Hope, what is it called? Rochas are also there. Some of them are even in the government of Hope Uzodinma. So where will the allegiance lie? So the issue of consensus becomes a child's play when these big wigs come out. And consensus means all three of them must agree that we accept this person. So if they don't agree, it means they go in for direct primaries.
Thank you.
Remember when I said APC is having it easy because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is their president?
Yeah.
But other things, what will not happen? Is this going to become an implosion of the APC? Very, very funny. But this is what is happening. So today I don't want to talk much, but just want to bring you this flashpoint. Let me also get some other flashpoints on in the country. In the country here, we have flashpoints like Rivers State. This one is the target, the perfect storm.
Yeah.
While the conflict is, everybody knows about Rivers State ongoing struggle for political control between the incumbent and of course, the former governor. Wike versus Fubara. We are seeing on so many varieties of news that Fubara was told during the screening that he should go and honor the agreement he had with Wike.
Okay.
Nentawe, the APC chairman, national chairman, is supposed to be part of the screening process for the governorship. But when he got to Governor Fubara, he was conspicuously missing. That raised dust. And Fubara left there and went away in anger or whatever. That's what the reports are saying. And we are also hearing conflicting reports that, okay, some people say they have cleared people from Fubara's camp. Some say they have not cleared. They have cleared from Wike's camp. And Chinda Wike himself, a PDP man, would take somebody to an APC screening. And they allow him to enter. Oh, me tabo. What is going on? Wike, gang, gang, gang. So that is another issue. It's a very big political context. The conflict is viewed as a significant threat to political stability, with concerns that the APC aims to control the state for its high voter potential. Well, if the APC really aims to control the states for its high potential and they reject the incumbent governor, won't the incumbent governor strike? Can Wike alone give them Rivers State? Can Wike or Fubara alone give them Rivers State? So because of Rivers State getting the votes for the APC at the national level, this battle is allowed to continue, because if we remove Fubara, his supporters will definitely go against the APC.
Yes.
If we remove Wike, that one, we don't know what's going to happen. So that is a flashpoint. Again, we'll move on to Kano State, where it's a political heartland. The conflict there is the fierce contest between the ruling APC and the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, led by Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, who has now moved to the NDC. Oh boy. So Kwankwaso is trying to align his Kwankwashia movement of the NNPP in Kano State to the NDC and the ADC, all against the APC. Well, that is another battle point. So I would like to have you do the analysis out there. We have done at Kaduna State. Really?
When Arafai is actually...
Arafai is still in detention.
Yeah. Okay. The battle for control between the camp of the former governor Nasir El-Rufai El-Rufai, who has been linked to the ADC and NDC and the APC-led government of Uba Sani.
Uba Sani is the current governor. He is in APC. El-Rufai is in incarceration, but his bloc, El-Rufai's bloc, the CPC bloc in Kaduna, is a formidable force. So his son has since been supporting Tinubu, but blood is thicker than water. His son now is fighting for his father's freedom, being incarcerated by the APC-led administration. So what will happen in Kaduna State? Wow, the alliances are just there. Plateau State is another flashpoint where the political insecurity is there. Governor Mutwang has accused opposing political actors of sponsoring violence in the state to destabilize it ahead of 2027. This sounds familiar because the president also said that his enemies are the ones sponsoring insecurity in the country just to remove him. The combination of violent attacks and political intrigues in Plateau State makes it a volatile area where insecurity or security issues could influence the electoral process. All right? That is Plateau State. Another state done. Which other state you say?
Osun and Ekiti states.
What's happening there?
Persistent recurring violence surrounding local government elections indicates that these states are major flashpoints for localized political warfare.
All right. Just before we come back and open up the phone lines, we will be a little bit off air for just a minute or two, and then we will come back and continue with the conversation. Please stay with us, bear with us. We have been having a little bit power issue this morning, but we are managing it the best we can. So just if we go off air, it's not for long, just maybe a minute or two, and we will be back. All right. So the political flashpoint done. Oh, God. And the political parties now is another big headache. Osun State, persistent recurring violence surrounding local government elections indicates that these states are major flashpoints for localized political warfare. Osun State, Davido and his uncle, what did they go do for Osun State? Well, the rise of the NDC is another beautiful scenario. Initially, we're looking at APC, ADC. Nice. Yes. APC, ADC, NDC.
Good.